Hi, Chris and Betsy, and we invite you to join us as we go and visit the Chennault Aviation and Military Museum in Monroe, Louisiana. And if you're wondering what the focus of this museum is, before we get inside, I have a feeling we'll see a lot about that, since it was named for the general that ran that unit out of China. Wow, there is a lot here.
Rolling tape.
I am rolling.
Welcome to my story of World War II in China. Growing up on a farm in northeast Louisiana, my dream was to fly airplanes. But when I first joined the infantry in World War I, they put me on a horse. After the war, I was able to earn my wings in the Army Air Corps. I loved flying and did so every opportunity I could. I worked hard to serve my country, but my commanding officers rarely agreed with my ideas about aviation and combat. So I retired and accepted an invitation to go to China. I planned to stay a few months, but realized how much the Chinese people needed my help to defend themselves against the Japanese. This exhibit is not just my story. It's the story of the brave Chinese and Americans who worked together to defeat the Japanese. We fought together as brothers and formed relationships that would last our lifetimes. It is my fondest hope that the sign of the Flying Tiger will remain aloft just as long as it is needed, and that it will always be remembered on both shores of the Pacific as the symbol of two great peoples working toward a common goal in war and peace.
He started the first aerobatic team, full biplanes, 1934. He was using this as a test platform for tactics that he was developing. They would land in front of a crowd, tie the planes together with 20-foot pieces of rope, and take off. The camera that he used when he went to China, there's no declared war going on, but the Japanese were taking over the entire seacoast.
Didn't we have U.S. volunteers over there with him?
Yeah, but not in 37. So he went over there to just work with the Chinese. And the ship actually stopped in Japan because there's no declared war. He got off as a tourist. His passport said he was a foreigner. He had that camera tied under his arm, had his overcoat over it. He was filming in Japan. Permission from Roosevelt to start recruiting American pilots and ground crew. He was able to get 100 P-40s. They did not get into combat until 13 days after Pearl Harbor. He didn't go to the surrender ceremony in Tokyo Bay because he was stateside. They gave him the flag that flew over the U.S. Capitol.
Oh, cool.
That's his youngest daughter in the first one. That's a statue in Beijing, it's still in today.
Wow.
Here's a statue. It's the Flying Tiger Museum in China. Look at how big it is.
Wow.
And that's Nell standing in the center. And President Carter, Rosalind Carter.
Oh, that's...
But when he left China in 45, the Chinese government gave him the last robe worn by the last Chinese emperor.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
This emperor was deposed in 1910 or 11. The robe is made out of silk, embroidery is hand-stitched embroidery, an estimated 6 million stitches. Wow. 8 years construction time. Okay, 1 minute. But that thread on the dragon is actually gold thread. Afghanistan and Coast Guard. The other 4 rooms up here are mostly World War II. It's kind of the Civil War, World War I. We've got a quilt that's made out of Civil War uniform parts, Confederate and Union.
Oh, wow.
And there's the quilt over there. It's not an attractive one, but it's historical.
This wall
Yes.
must have got really warm.
Yeah. But think, if you're in the trenches in the winter,
Oh,
you got long johns, you got that khaki shirt. Hopefully somebody at home has knitted you a nice wool sweater. And then you've got a greatcoat to go over it. And that'd really be warm, but with all those layers of wool, especially if it's been raining, you can't shove that bayonet through all that wool. If you're fighting hand to hand, rifle's been disabled, you pull the bayonet, you can't. I'll let you guys tour at your leisure.
Well, thanks
What was
so
your
much.
name? I'm sorry.
Roy.
Roy, thank you so much. We sure appreciate the time. What a marvelous museum. And here's the quilt he talked about that's made out of both Union and Confederate uniforms. Wow. Chris saw something. What did he see?
It's the Army and Navy edition.
Army and Navy edition of the New Testament from 1917. That is so cool.
I wonder if it has people that have certain
Knuckle duster trench now. That is nasty looking.
Army Navy edition.
And before G.I. Joe, this was your toy soldier. So many cool little things.
Those must be German.
There you are, ladies and gentlemen, West Point uniforms. Up close and impersonal. And they haven't really changed much from 1918. And based on a design, the uniform from the War of 1812. On the left is the old one, on the right is a new one. You get World War I, you get World War II, all the way to current. Absolutely incredible.
This is the only spot that right now is the worst spot. I had one just like it right there last year, and I was thinking, he wouldn't put it there. But,
Captured enemy paraphernalia. Okay, there's a statement that will give you chills. E.L. Buddy Harrison in World War II. His unit went into southern Germany, into Bavaria, opened a POW camp, and found his friend from Bastrop. It's like, oh my gosh. This museum is just amazing. The amount of history that's here that's being told from the individual's perspective is just, yeah, you get goosebumps reading some of this stuff. Yeah, just get goosebumps reading this stuff. They've even got a picture. Delta Rebel II, a B-17 Flying Fortress, March 1943, England. And among the crew members is actor Clark Gable, dead center.
we do PTSD sessions every other week. And that really, mostly we have Vietnam veterans, but we were actually starting to get some of the later wars and conflicts that are coming in, the younger people, which is so needed now. We also have the General Chennault chapter, the Disabled American Veterans Association, that meets here once a month, and the man that leads that has been able to get over $500,000 more for our local area veterans and benefits. So he is an amazing person and works extremely hard. We were also, as we were doing today, we're partnered with the Library of Congress in their Veterans Oral History program. So if you're a veteran, you can come here and we videotape you talking about your service, and it's actually a story about them.
Right.
I mean, they can incorporate their family and some of their family history in that, and then once we get it, we get the paper signed, we can send it to Washington D.C. so that it will become part of their database, and in 60, 70 years, family members will be able to go in, type their name, and be able to hear and see them tell the story when they're no longer here.
How wonderful.
So, you know, we really work hard to do a lot more for our veterans than just showcase our history.
Right.
Which, you know, so I tell people we're about past, present, and future. We're
Yeah.
about the past and the way we have our artifacts, and we have our exhibits that demonstrate all the veterans that have served in the past. And we're about the present because we work with our present-day veterans that are coming home. And then, of course, as you've seen today, we are about our future, because getting school children in here is
Exactly.
probably up there with one of the most important jobs that we do here, is to teach the youth about the history, because they don't get it much in schools these days. So this gives them opportunity. Plus, it really, think about it, you know, they'll go back, and if they read about something that they've seen here, they've actually seen an actual artifact of that time. So it becomes more of a reality to them that this really is not something they're just reading, you know, and it's fictional. It really did take place. So, you know, I'm extremely proud of what we've been able to build here, especially since we're a private museum and really strictly, you know, survive on private donations.
Right.
So, fortunately,
Which is good.
You know, our visitors and our communities turned out to make it possible. So
It's
So you still
amazing. It's
have, like,
very
you're
cool.
gonna be restoring those aircraft out there?
yes, several of them are already restored. And in fact, if the men are still down there, if you go down there now, they may still be there. They go to lunch kind of early.
Oh, that's.
But no, they would love to show you the airplanes. They love to show their work. So if you want to ride down there and see it, you know, that would be great for them. We've restored the helicopter, the Loach helicopter out there. We've restored the MR-18, which is like the plane that Chennault flew around in, that Chiang Kai-shek gave him in China. We have a fully restored A-7 Corsair that was the main bomber for Vietnam. And then we also have a MiG-15, a Chinese MiG-15 that served during the Korean War. So, and we're right now in the process of trying to bring an F-86 up from pretty much a ditch in Hazelhurst, Mississippi, that they've been working on, and we're fixing to also get a 3/4 scale P-40.
Wow.
Cool.
So we're in the process of trying to raise money to build an aviation park out here, where every day we would be able to do tours of the airplanes, plus we would have coverings for the airplanes.
Right.
Which is,
We saw the
Yeah,
drawing
yeah.
or the.
Yeah, the architects.
so
Yeah.
we need about $500,000 more to do that.
Yeah,
And
we're taking
we've
big
written one grant, and they turned us down, so we're rewriting it, and hopefully they'll find favor with us on the next chance.
Sure.
But anyway, so we have a lot of opportunities.
You do?
I know
That's
she
great.
was with the VA for a while in Hot Springs, South Dakota, and they were trying to get something going.
A lot of PTSD stuff.
Yeah.
stuff going up there.
Well, you know, we have over 20 soldiers committing suicide a day now.
Yeah.
And it's really an epidemic. So, you know, anything we can do to try to help these guys, we need to
Exactly.
do.
Cool.
But I have an appointment.
You
so
do.
I have to-
Super.
very
And what was your name?
Nell Calloway.
Nell Calloway. Thank you so
Thank
much.
y'all
Nell.
for being here.
Appreciate you taking the
You can see
time.
the airplane.
Oh, well.
Thank you.
Now, Nell Calloway is the director. She kind of runs the place. She is also General Chennault's granddaughter. So that was neat. We got to spend some time with her and get a little bigger picture of what they're doing here. Oh, man, trust me. Make the trip to Monroe and check this museum out. It is, it's still kind of mind-blowing. Come here. Hey, I'm going to close this one out here as we wrap up our stay at our very first Harvest Host at the Chennault Museum, Chennault Air and Military Museum. It was very, very cool. We have to get on the road, so we're going to miss getting out there and seeing those the airplanes they've got. But I know we'll be back. We really liked it here. The folks are super friendly, super helpful. and made for a very nice, beautifully level site to stay in because you just parallel park here in the parking lot when you come in. So we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do us a favor, give us a thumbs up. Even better, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget the notification bell so you can be the first in your neighborhood to know when we've got a new video out. You take care now, and we'll see you on the road.